All right, guys. Once again, we're gonna try to do this with shitty internet. I say shitty, at least it's AT&T and not T-Mobile. What's really strange, Chris, and I haven't told you this yet. The TV works phenomenal with the T-Mobile internet. My tablet, my iPads, everything. It's just for whatever reason when I go live, that's when I start having problems with the internet. And I say they work fine. It's intermittent; it goes in and out, but at least the TV it works great. But anyway, you want to know the ironic thing is there, Chris? Chris, did I lose you?
I think he's frozen.
I think he's frozen too.
They're both frozen. Now I see him blinking.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm just listening.
Anyway, what I was talking to you guys about, Chris, can you hear me now? Yeah, it's definitely you, man.
What happened?
There you go.
Mine acted up.
So you want to hear the ironic thing is about this internet?
What?
So the new stuff that I ordered, guess what kind of box it is?
It's that Inseego or that black box?
I got the tracking on it, and it's an Inseego box. I hope I'm not going to be dealing with the same shit, man. Inseego box. So we'll see. But anyways, guys, good evening. I hope you guys are ready for a silly show tonight. I guess I got two of the silliest guys that are in our group. We got Bacon and Mike down there. They bring some comic relief, I guess, if you want to call it that. They're part of what's the big Cedric the Entertainer. They're part of his comedic group, is what they are. They're the
Kings of Comedy.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. Kings of Comedy. You're the two white guys of the Kings of Comedy. How about that? So, Chris, you frozen again? There you are. Okay, I just want to make sure you're not frozen. That's all.
No, you're good. I'm just texting.
Yeah.
You're good.
Just want to make sure you're not part of the Ice Age or anything. You can be part of Frozen, the little Disney group or whatever. Roger Berry said replay gang tonight. Watch Monday entirely while he's going to Gloversville, New York. Stay safe. You stay safe too, buddy. I have no idea where Gloversville, New York is. Anything
Way
with
up yonder.
It's very cautious. What's that?
It's way up yonder.
Terry Boo. I got Jenny Boo on my mind, I guess. But Terry B says, "Hey crew." Jeremiah Gibson says, "Live time." Hey Jeremiah, it was good talking at you today, buddy. I'm glad you're here. Sean Fairman's in the house from Martinsburg, West Virginia. Terry B says, "Show me the money." Buddy, I had the biggest paycheck, gross and take home, than I've ever had in my entire life last week. Absolute biggest. I want to do a video on it, but I don't want to do a video on it because I don't want anybody to get any wild ideas about how much money you can make here.
Yeah, my biggest take home was last week also. 3,200 was my biggest so far.
So I had a person, and I'll get back to the comments in a minute, guys, but I had a person, I've had several people in the last couple days. So if y'all haven't realized, I've got a video of 27 Cascadia that I put out on Tuesday. It's gotten 33,000 views and over 100 comments. And, of course, you got some troll comments in there. And I had a troll comment just a little while ago. Said, you are not an owner-operator. You're only a glorified company driver. And I said,
That's what I say to those jackasses.
You might be right. This company driver grossed over $13,000 this past week. So you can take that and shove it up your ass. And oh, by the way, tell your 2 subscribers that you have hi, is what I said. So I think we're doing something right, guys.
I know I'm having a good week this week.
Jeremiah says, "What's up, team?" Good afternoon, drivers, says George Giddens. And hello, all, says Goster. If I'm saying it right, I hope I am. Timothy Thompson's in the house. So, you know, me and Jeremiah had a little talk earlier, and he just started and wants to start doing mentoring and stuff. And any of you guys that are going to go to the mentoring side, make sure you get a hold of me or Nick before you do, because there's you got to change your whole mindset. Mike, I think you said you wanted to do it too, didn't you?
Oh no, I ain't got temperament.
Somebody weekend and they were supposed to call me, but it's a whole different mindset. You got to run your truck completely different than what you do as a solo guy, and I hope you don't mind, Chris, but I use you and Jonah all the time as my examples when guys call me
About what?
about how you run it as a solo, because you guys are doing it right solo, and I tell people that all the time. You know, if you want to run it as a solo, this is how you do it. And, you know, you decide to go the other route with a mentor, you got to get with either me or Nick on that. Nick's killing it too this week. He's even ran into a couple issues that he had to deal with, still killing it.
I'll tell you about my weekend in a little bit.
Okay. Let me read these comments. Gary Harless is in the house. Hey, buddy. Kyle House is in the house. Oh, shit. I'm in the central time zone. Yeah, you know, it's almost like, hey, Rabbit, it's almost like we're time travelers when we go into different time zones. So it about killed me going to Albuquerque the other day, going back 2 time zones. And then everything we deal with deals in Phoenix time too, even though we're all Eastern time. Mikey Jones says, "Evening, fellas. We gotta start. It's like any trucking business. You gotta hustle and grind to make money. Absolutely. You gotta keep moving. Hitting the road to Verona, Texas, in about 30 minutes," says Michael. Okay, be safe out there. Skyline Auto says, "Good evening, fellas. Hey, buddy, how are you? Hope things are good for you." And there's James So coming in the house. Jeremiah says, "Man, I wish I really loved your guys' numbers so I can have a team of help for young buck." Hey, Jeremiah, text me when we get off here at the live, and I'll send you a link to the 360, and you can text anybody on the 360 app.
Yep.
All the guys are in the group. Jesus says, "Good evening, fellas." Hey, Zeus, how are you? And DJ Player, how's the money? I put in my application on Friday. Now, like I said, I grossed $13K last week. You know, that's with mentoring though. You know, most of these guys like Chris and some of the other guys, I mean, Mike, I think you said you were going to gross like 6,100 this week, right?
No, I'll be between 7 and 8 by the time I go home. Monday afternoon, I'll be at over 7, and then I got to get a load going back towards Ohio. So I'll be somewhere close to 8.
So he's asking, so what is your net? I've always said your net is always going to be about 40 to 45% of what your gross is. And that's usually just about right on the money. It just depends on fuel. If you're running your truck like you should be 40 to 45%.
Let me get my notebook ready.
What's the matter?
Getting my notes ready for when we're ready to talk about my week.
Oh, okay. What's up with you, James?
Not much. What's going on with y'all?
Same old thing, man. Same old thing.
Yeah.
Were you at home?
Yeah, I had to come back to the house. My kid went in the hospital. I thought we were gonna have another grandbaby, but it was a false alarm.
Dude, you don't need to be on this live if you're at home. Go spend time with your family.
I'm good. I just want to jump in here anyway and say hey. So.
JC says, "Good evening, fellas from South Dakota. Had a good week. He did 6,100 gross on 2443 miles. 3159 bring home. Spent about 1,700 fuel. So my fuel bill this week is through the freaking roof. I did 4,300 total miles loaded empty, and I think I spent 3,100 in fuel. But with that being said, we were pretty much running the whole time. And when we did stop, we kept the truck running and stayed cool because we did a lot of driving in Texas this week. A little bit warm down there in South Texas.
Gotta get that EPU, man. Gotta get that Volvo. That thing rocks all night long. Ice cold, but the truck don't turn on. Once or twice it'll turn on.
Not gonna get
involved. Just wait till you have issues, Bacon. Just wait till you have issues with that.
Wait till you have to have that tow truck come and get you to charge it.
No.
DJ Player says, I'll put you down as my referral. What's your name? So, DJ Player, my phone number is scrolling down at the bottom. If you would, just shoot me a text right now, and I'll shoot you all my info, and you'll also have my number to contact me. You can contact me anytime you want to tomorrow, and I'll give you the ins and outs. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Swift ain't perfect. There's some issues going on right here, right now. Most of it has to deal with trailers, and I'd be more than happy to discuss all of it with you. I've been the guy that's truthful about everything, whether it's good or bad. And that's a big issue right now.
Just keep getting loads back to where I go to get good ones.
Stay out of Chicago.
I had another driver that got a load pulled off of him from a planter once again. It's not right. It's wrong. And that's being dealt with. That's all I can say about that right now. But once again, it's not perfect by any means.
What do you mean they pulled it off? They pulled it off an owner-operator?
Uh-huh. They're not supposed to do that per the contract.
Now,
They're supposed to give you a call and give you a chance to talk about it, but they just pulled it straight off of him.
So he accepted it then. He committed to it?
Well, yeah, he was committed to the load. They pulled it off of him. Yeah. And it had nothing to do with his timing. His timing was fine. He was in the middle of doing a 34 reset. Had plenty of time. TJ Bull of the Woods, Fly Rabbit in the panel. Thank you, TJ. Thanks for coming in, buddy. There goes my referral. Watch as it goes. That should be lyrics to your intro song. There goes my referral. Okay, Pickle Park. I hope that's just a joke and not a troll comment. Sounds like a troll comment.
Pickle Park.
Once again, you know, a name like Pickle Park, that's kind of a weird comment, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we used to call the rest areas back in the day.
Well, you know what? That's actually Pickle Park. That's actually pretty good because there was a park in Louisville that was Pickle Park too because of, you know, obvious reasons. That's interesting. There goes my referral. Watch it as it goes. Yeah. Well, I can honestly tell you, everybody that I have brought over, with the exception of maybe a few, I'd say 95% of them are all still here, working, running, and very happy that they used me as a referral. Not bragging by any means, but I don't think there's anybody that's mad about it. It don't cost them anything.
It's okay to be braggadocious a little bit. Let it flow. Yeah. It's better to know that 50 people have come over here and 45 have made it and 5 haven't. That's good to hear.
That number's up to 78 now. 78.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying, it's good to hear that you got, you know, you should put a little number counter up there, you know? Still, that's like 71% if I do the math on top of my head. Success rate. It's pretty fucking good.
It's like 95%. Thank you, though, Bacon.
I put the name back on there for you.
So have you started any YouTube content yet?
Me?
Yeah.
Every time I think about doing it, I think about doing something else. Like,
yep. Put a link to your channel down there in the comments so people can go join.
There ain't nothing on there except some old videos.
Okay.
I don't even know how to do that.
Well, what with the generator I put on my truck, window AC, 12,000 BTU. It's a lifesaver with the fuel bill and dealing with Texas heat. Okay.
I don't know that I want to put an AC out my passenger side window.
Well, it's one of those portable ones that sits on the high of the passenger seat floor or whatever, and the vent goes out the window.
Oh, okay.
Kyle says, I don't even want to talk about my week. It's partly my fault, but $412 net. Wow. What are you doing wrong, buddy? I've told you how to do it.
Y'all have a good night. I will talk to y'all this week.
All right, buddy. Good one, buddy.
All right.
I don't know. That. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember seeing old Freightliners back in the day have house units sticking out the passenger side window at the truck stops. It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. I've seen one, too.
I saw another dude today driving up here with the stick shift up here. I equate that to squatted trucks. That's how stupid it is to me. I can't stand it. It's.
Parallel
I just
squat.
want to. I just look out there. I'm like, dude, you stroking that thing? What's going on?
I got one better than that. I saw a guy with an old school long nose Pete the other day. It's been a while now, but he had one of those like pop up sunroofs like you see like in a 1970s Camaro, the sunroof that popped up, but you can also take the glass out. Well, he had the glass out. He had a sunroof in his long nose Pete. Had the glass out, and his shifter went all the way out of the sunroof, and that's how he could shift.
So dumb.
I got one better than that.
Wow.
It's like bikers who drive like this.
Yes. Yep.
It's all. They go by and they go.
Those are ape hangers.
It's retarded. And I like loud noises, but what's the point of going 55 times at the stoplight? I get it. It's loud. Fuck off.
Milkweed says, y'all remember Idleway? I do remember them. I sure do.
I seen more of them on the side of the road in the ditch. You hit a pebble, and how you going to control yourself? You look like a monkey going down there. Stupid.
Tell us how you really feel, Bacon.
Oh, I'm in the mood today.
I don't know what I'm doing. The last load didn't get paid, but even if I would have had it, only been a $700 to $900. Jesus, buddy, we need to work with you. Nocturnalish, back again. Okay, glad to have you back, buddy. Hello, everyone. Just booked a load here yesterday at Sunoco in Hartselle, Alabama. It was about
They load them things heavy. Don't care what it says in the paper. I've been there for other companies. If that's the oil one, they load them heavy as hell.
160 miles to pick up. Empty miles, they don't have it loaded because they didn't have the material. Sometimes that happens, man. That's not the only place. If you ever, and again, that's one of the biggest issues we had at JB Hunt with Frito-Lay. They didn't have the product. They, for whatever reason, they didn't have the potatoes to make the potato chips. Then guess what? Your load got canceled, and that happened quite a bit. You've done some Frito-Lay stuff before. I know you have. Bacon.
A lot.
Yeah.
That was at Katy, Georgia, or Catherine, Georgia, or whatever. Do a lot from there. I'd always try to get one before I'm going home so I could go get a shit ton of free chips to take to all the kids and the grandkids.
Yeah, I went to this place over in Union City, Georgia, the other day to load. It was supposed to be a drop and hook. It was supposed to be done by 12:30. I got there at 11:30. Sat there till 4 o'clock, and they told me I had to live load. I ended up sitting there like a total almost 6 hours, and that place sucked. That place, well, I'll never go back.
What place was it?
Hang on, I'll tell you. I gotta look at my notes. I gotta be Chris for a second. I gotta look at my notes.
Well, I got my notes with my numbers for the week. So
C.H. Robinson Warehouse.
Oh, yep. Okay, yep. I know where you're at.
Yeah, Goodson Road.
Jonah's been up there. I think Jonah's been there before.
Oh, it's tight. It's a cluster, and oh god, it was bad. I won't go back.
So Nocturnalish, no, you don't get paid on the miles for the empty miles. You do not get paid for that. Michael Fernandez says, hello, guys.
I mean, but they matter, but they don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, it really depends on.
That's why you got to add your empty to your loaded miles divided by the total price to make sure it's over $2 a mile.
I just got a big deadhead, but the load pays $3.27 a mile.
There you go.
So the deadhead doesn't matter.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
Kyle says, oh, and they rejected my switch percentage because of serious
service failure. Service failure.
My fault, but I picked up the load 40 minutes late. Yeah, that's going to definitely do it to you. And you being, a company guy making the switch, they're really going to look at you, too, a little bit harder. Rick Zader says, hello, guys. Hey, I hope I said your name right. Michael says, still getting unloaded in Sarasota. So he's at the Publix in Sarasota. We spoke earlier. Cheap Freight Hauler, good evening, everyone. Hey, Cheap Freight Hauler, glad you're in. TJ Bull of the Woods, when I was at Snyder on the lease program there, I did almost all my loads with Frito-Lay drop and hook, Salt Lake to Bakersfield. Exactly, man. That's pretty much what we did at JB Hunt. Snyder was losing a lot of those loads when I made the switch, and that's how JB Hunt got them. I really honestly don't know who has them now. You know, that was fun and good when it lasted, but I'm sure it's disappeared now. Skyline Auto Sales says, thanks, James, for helping my nephew on board the Swift. He's almost 2 months and doing great, and you guys are an amazing help. Well, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. What's your nephew's name? Clue me in. I know we've talked before, and I'm sorry. I've talked to a lot of people. There's the wife. Hey, handsome fly rabbit drivers. At least my wife doesn't do it like Jenny Boo does. It says they're all fat and ugly and stinky. Little does she know the facts, though.
Oh, my wife wants to keep me this way so the girls don't bother me out here on the road.
Hey, that's a good comment right there, buddy.
I wonder if my wife's watching, because that's what I'm going to tell her.
Rick Tater says, do you guys get a fuel discount with Combats? I don't even know what Combats is.
Comdata. I bet it's Comdata.
Probably. No, there is no fuel discount. Nope.
I'm going to get a card through Wex.
You got to get your own.
Nice discount.
You got to get your own fuel discounts with another fuel card somehow. Oh, Michael. Okay. Yeah, Michael's doing very well for himself. Thank you, Skyline. I appreciate it. Never go to Eco Recycling in Miami. Terrible parking lot. They took 7 hours to load me. I wish they'd service failure the customers when they screwed up the entire week. All right, so let's take a little break. Chris, let's go over your numbers.
All right. Did a total of 1917 miles total. Loaded 1458. My empty miles were a little high at 459 because I had to deadhead from Anderson, South Carolina, because I couldn't pick it up last Friday. Couldn't pick it up. It got moved to the following Monday. So then I deadheaded to McDonald, Georgia, which is only like a 2-hour drive down there. And then I came back up to Jonesville. So I was not that far to pick it up the next, on Monday. But my gross was 48.91.37. My net was, including my maintenance, 31.22.03. My fuel was only 1,014. My rate per mile gross was 255. My rate per mile net was $1.62, and my MPG was like 8.1 for the week.
Okay, Bacon, you got numbers? Or you want to hold off?
I ain't got numbers down like he did. Last week or this week? We'll do this week. Well, I didn't have the truck payment because it was my first official week, so I cleared 31. Did 2,044 miles, and I think it was 200 and maybe 290 empty miles on all that. I was doing a lot of like Tractor Supply, deliver, pick up. I was trying to book them together, trying to make it easy on me for that week. And then this week I'd be at 3 loads, 460 deadhead miles, and I'll be at 64.45. My last load takes me up to Boston. So not too bad. And my fuel mileage overall is around 8.36 before I shut the truck off.
What are you getting per mile? Have you figured that out?
I ain't done it yet.
Yeah. My mileage rate's down this week, even though with the gross money that I made, I'm down to like $1.80 a mile, which really sucked. But I had a lot of deadhead miles last week. Michael, what about you, buddy?
Well, last week or last 2 weeks, I've had short weeks because I've had stuff going on at home. But I think I only ran 3 days last week. Did 800 miles and still cleared. I think it was like 1,300 for the week. But like I said, I had stuff going at the house. But like now, this week so far, after I deliver this load, I'll be at 7,100. Deadhead miles, off the top of my head, it's not very much. I think maybe about 100, 150 miles for the week. Because I've had a couple loads that were within 3 miles of each other. So, and truck's been averaging about, I think last week we were doing about 8.5. This week we're about 8, 9. But I've been getting a lot of 9.5s down here in Georgia and Florida. So it's not too bad. But this week will be the biggest check I've had since I've been here. And fuel for this week, I'm only at like $1,400.
I think this week's been a pivotal week for all of us. I think all of us have done really, really well this week. Everybody that I've talked to has done good.
So I'm only at $14.95, I think it is, for fuel. And this, I'll need a small splash to finish to Boston, which I'll probably pick up in the Carolinas somewhere just before I get up there where it's real expensive. So I'll probably be at 1,600. And I'll just sit there until Thursday.
So, Cheap Freight Hauler, we're all at Swift. It's in the title of the video. And just because we don't have fuel discounts don't mean that we get discounts other ways. There's a lot of shit. And, this is a common thing that a lot of guys, get blinded vision about. There's a lot of things that we don't pay for here. We don't pay for tolls. We don't pay for plates. We don't pay for permits. And there's a lot of other miscellaneous things that we don't pay for. There's a lot of our fixed costs are very low. Like my fixed costs are under $900 a week. And I think Michael, your fixed costs are probably lower than mine because of your truck. So
yeah.
Just because we don't have fuel discounts don't mean that we ain't saving money.
Yeah, my fixed cost is about just over $800 a week.
So Leighton wants to know, what tractor supplies are you running? I'm not so sure he wants to give out his. These are what I tell you guys all the time. The Twinkies,
it's probably out of Franklin.
Yeah. Sometimes we don't
Franklin
want to.
And what is it? Pendleton, Indiana.
Yep.
All right. So a little bit of housekeeping, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't. We try to do the videos on Saturday. Sometimes it might run into Sunday, but we try to do Saturdays. Matter of fact, I think this is the first Saturday one we've done in like 5 or 6 weeks. But we try to do one. We try to talk our numbers. We try to talk everything. And I'm going to repeat it again, guys. And a lot of people fall through the cracks, and that's okay. I've gotten to the point now to where I don't even write most people down when they come over. So the only thing that I ask, if you decide, like the gentleman earlier that asked for my driver code, please call me first before you start filling out applications or before you talk to a recruiter, because once you're at that part, then there's not a whole lot I can help you with. I can't help you get on to the dedicated stuff. And quite frankly, I'm gonna help the guys that use me as a referral. It doesn't cost you a penny, doesn't do anything. And if you don't want to use me, that's fine too. But at the same time, I understand this is a part of what I do, and I try to help other drivers out. Just trying to make it easy and simple. If I can help you, I will help you, but it's obvious. If a guy uses me as a referral, then I'm going to pick up his phone call way before I'm going to pick up yours. It's pretty simple. Once again, call me first before you guys do anything. I think the 3 guys that are on here are glad that they use me, because I've given them little information here and there at the beginning to help them out. And we still share information all the time too, as much as we can. Now, Michael, on the other hand, he kind of plays incognito and disappears for several weeks at a time. He's got his own shit figured out, though.
Yeah, I just been doing it for 30 years. I just get out here and do what I do and forget about everything else. Not on purpose. It's just the way I get on cruise control, I guess. But that, and like I said, I don't want to bother you when you got other guys calling you all the time.
You can call me anytime. I tell you that all the time.
I know. Appreciate it.
Or you can call me or Joseph too.
I think it's pretty obvious, man. We just talked about that. Swift has to make money somewhere. Honestly, that's probably where they make their money at on the other end. Everything else is paid for, guys. This is, I don't know why this is such a hot topic for a lot of these non-Swift drivers. It really
I don't either. Yep,
you got to overlook the stuff. I've done told you, I grossed $13K this week. I took home a $7,300 paycheck. It's the most money I've ever made in my entire life at any job I've ever done. $7,300 in 1 week. That's more than my sister-in-law makes in 6 months, and I did it in 1 week. So, guys, get over that.
I would rather have them pay for the tolls than give me a fuel discount, because the fuel discount's cents per gallon. I'm doing loads that I would never do if I had to pay tolls.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But when I was at Schneider,
and they pay the plates and all that other shit.
I'd get a $700-800 bill every 2 weeks for tolls and shit.
Yeah, my fixed cost is only $720 plus my insurance with SeBrite, so you're looking at what, $850, not even that, for my week fixed cost.
So
yes, I've never understood why everybody gets all bent out of shape about discounts and stuff like that, because when you're leasing or you're an owner up, it helps you with how much less tax you got to pay.
Yep, taxes.
It's because it's an expense for the business. Yep. It's like when we went back, years ago, we had to pay tolls. You had to take and figure, okay, do I save an hour or do I waste an hour? It's going to cost me maybe $20, $30, whatever, $50 to run the tolls. But at the end of the when you go to file taxes, it's a write-off.
All right, so let me. Michael, he brought home $3,500 last week. See, that's what we're talking about. That's awesome. So I'm gonna skip over these comments. We're gonna go to Rick's comment, because as a truck owner, fuel is your biggest cost. So I'm gonna repeat myself once again. You have to get your own fuel discounts your own way. All of us have our own way to where we're saving $75, $1.50 a gallon, but we have our own ways of doing it. We're not required to use Swift's fuel card. So remember that. There's ways around that. We're actually doing better than most other company drivers, but other owner-operators at other companies, because we're not paying tolls. So you're not listening, Rick, for what we're trying to tell you.
Like right now, our fuel down here I'm in Alabama, QT is $4.35. Mm-hmm. And when you go up to Indiana, Ohio, and all that, it's probably about $6 up there, isn't it?
Yeah, I just did $4.10 yesterday in Texas.
Yeah, it was a Tuesday when I came out in Rossford, Ohio, just south of Toledo. The QT was $4.85.
Oh, it went down, because last time I was in Springfield, Ohio, and it was like over $5, $5.15 or something like that. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, but it also depends on what part of the state you're in. It's just like down here in Georgia too, because I'm down here in Richmond Hill, and north of me the QT is like was it $4.53. So I mean, and back towards Florida, it was closer to $5.
So Chief Ray Holler says, I understand you get discounts, and I hope I didn't sound condescending first time here. There's no, it's all good. We're just discussing. Nothing wrong here. It's just we're trying to explain, how we save our money and what we do. So Beaver, we lost you, bud.
Yeah, I'm looking at something real quick.
You turn his camera. Yeah, his camera.
Joe Trace says 167 engine miles, 1819 loaded. He grossed $53.26. Expenses included $18.80. Exclusively used the Swift fuel card this week. Total net $34.40 Swift. Swift is a scam. It absolutely is, man. Driving Cadillac things too are scams. So there's no scam here. Did you catch that one, Chris?
Yeah, I got it. Yep.
We all drive the Cadillacs with the trucks here, man.
God damn it. There we go.
Okay, I got it.
Right, I got it off of there.
I ran Tractor Supply out of Waco, Texas, no owner operators. Well, he's just picking loads off the load board. It's not that he's running dedicated at all.
Oh, believe me, I'm looking forward to getting that Tractor Supply out of, forget where it's at, up there on 20 or 10.
Similar says, how do you all? Yeah, we got the same setup. We do the ES Advantage setup too, man.
Yep.
Trucking with T-Bone's in the house. Hey, buddy, I got to tell you, Trucking with T-Bone, your boy Narc is on a roll with the coach, man. I've been catching every video, man. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Man.
Is he the one that's at Hurricane?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I saw him. I see his things on Facebook or something like that once in a while.
And then there's another one that he's attacking too. Not gonna mention his name, but he just bought his own truck, and I'm curious to see how that goes. You know, I wish him the best of luck, and I hope he makes it. But I don't know, man. Preacher Man says, "Good evening, James. Just want to let you know over there on percentage board in the last week or two, what's the average freight rate has been? I'm guessing somewhere around $2 a mile, $2.30. Thank you." You know, I really don't know what the average rate. I think, like I said, my average rate last week, what did I say, was $1.80 or $1.85. So I'm down. But you know, I'm running as a team with a trainee, so I can take a little bit of a cut and still make more money than I could with running the mileage base. Because the problem that I had running with a mileage base with the student is I'd have to wait till the next day to get a load. You know, I couldn't stay stacked like I am now. I'm staying pretty much stacked, and my times are tight because I know what we can do. What was your average mile per gallon or mile rate there, Chris, for last week?
Gross was 255 because I found a couple that were well in the threes. A couple of the short ones were in the threes, and I even had one that was 414 a mile. So yeah, I found a couple short honey hole ones that were really good, and that's why it made my gross pretty high.
Man, I need to get off the mileage. The reason I had that service better is because I missed my turn. It took me 20 minutes to get turned around. Then wait in line. By the time I sent the loaded call, it was too late. Yeah, we got to get that off your record, man. Last call, I heard from the best recruiter that Hurricane Express is where it's at. You know, that's that's funny. You know, because the same people that are saying the shit about me, you know, from before, and I'm not talking, you know, about Alaska, you know who I'm talking about, said that I wouldn't last. And here I am. I'm a year and a month in over here already again. And I really have no intentions or, you know, even without the recruiting money, I'm still freaking killing it over here. I mean, everybody can make money over here. Anybody that says they're not making money over here, it's their own fault. I mean, we all agree to that. We've all come to that conclusion. You gotta hustle.
There's no way you can't be making money out here, especially at Swift right now. No, there's no way.
Chris is a solar powered truck driver, and he's still making money over there. Now he's a rare one. Most of the solar powered guys don't make it, but he's doing pretty good.
Oh, I am too. I won't drive all night long either.
Is that a bulb joke?
I'll get up at like 6 o'clock and I'll work until about 6. But lately, honestly, James, gotcha. I've only been working maybe 6 hours a day, and look how much money I took home. A lot of my recaps are like 6 to 8 hours because I'm only doing like 200 to 300 miles a day.
Alaska, I'll never be able to compare to Coach. I'll tell you that right now.
I think it's funny about that hurricane. You guys watch the TikToks? They're asking all the drivers, how long you been here? How good are you doing? Everything. You ever notice that's the owner's son standing there? You think they're going to jeopardize their job by telling them that they're broke ass? I don't think so.
That owner's a weird looking cat.
Yeah, it is.
If it's the guy I'm thinking of that does the videos,
it is.
Drives the stick shift like this and big long hair.
Yeah, that's the owner.
Then the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
You know what's funny is I keep getting, you know how you get on Facebook and you might know this person type thing? His name pops up all the fucking time on my Facebook. You might know this guy. No, I don't know that guy. I do, but I don't.
You might know this guy. He's stalking you.
I can always hop on video and time when I get going for a new guy's perspective. Hey, anytime you want to come on, just let me know and I'll send you the link. Let me know. What does a driver on the load board gross annually? Well, Rick, that's hard to say because the load board just started.
Yep. It's also how hard you want to run too. It's up to you.
So just to kind of give you a heads up, and again, this is just about, I'm trying to think how many weeks I've been on it. Maybe, what am I going on? About my 9th or 10th week on the load board. Maybe a little bit more. And again, I do some recruiting and stuff. I'll hit 400K this year, if not 450, with everything that I do. And I'd say probably 300 of it's driving. So if that gives you an idea, I hope so. And that's only a few weeks of, like I said, of running load board. There's mileage pay in there. Lots of variables there, Rick. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't hide anything of what we make. People sleep on Swift, judging a book by its cover, I guess. Not a negative week this week where I actually ran, but not saying the best. They're certainly not worse. So let me tell you this, guys. I'll go home on July 4th, and I did this a couple weeks back. I'll go home on July 4th. I'll take a whole week off, go $900 in the hole, probably $1,100 in the hole. I'll go out the following week, cover up that $1,100, and run, and still bring a $2,500 to $3,000 paycheck home after paying expenses for 2 weeks together. No problems whatsoever. Like I said the last show, the percentage worked better for me so far. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, that's what I find a lot of people over here don't believe, that we're making decent money over here. And I'll show them, and I keep telling them that because Swift pays for so much, and the loads are pretty decent. The trucks are getting good fuel mileage, and if you're smart, you'll make good money. And people think, well, it's Swift, you ain't going to make anything. But and I tell them, I say, I don't know what the company side makes. I have no idea, but I'm not on the company side. So people just got to understand, less that you're responsible for in payments, the more money that you're going to make.
So correction, I haven't got a negative here at Swift where I actually ran. Yeah, the only negative checks that I had are the ones that I planned on. The only real negative check I've ever had here is my very first week back in 2022, and I started on a Tuesday. And everybody knows the payroll cutoff is Wednesday at midnight. And I went like $1,000 in the hole my very first week, not knowing how payroll is. But it really wasn't a big of a deal. The following week, like I said, I still brought home, $2,000, $2,500, whatever it was that time. But guys, the money's here. It's a matter, do you want to make the money? You can't go home every single weekend. Well, you can, but it depends on where you're at. Like Jonah, for instance, he could probably go home every weekend because he lives in South Carolina, and that's the shit that he likes to run.
That stuff is everywhere around him. I mean, he could just up and down all over the place.
He lives in Columbia. He lives by Columbia, so he's not that far.
It just depends on where you.
I go home almost every weekend where I live at, and I'm not in a negative. Except for that 1 week, the lot lizard bill was really high and broke me. But
you need to pass her number along to Jonah so they don't do Jenny Boot.
She don't take Clemson juice.
It's simple. Drive the truck, make money, sit and don't. That's exactly right. Keep the door shut and keep running. So trucking with T-Bone, I don't remember if you got to meet Jenny Boo at the truck show. I'm hoping that you did, but anyway, I think you know who we're talking about. Speaking of which, I'm going to talk about this right now. Everybody, and I'm going to repeat it several times, and I know we got all the way till March, make plans to go into the truck show next year. We're going to blow it out next year. We're going to have fun. I'm not going to be a part of the show. The truck's not going to be in the show. Me and Steven's already talked about it. He's still going to have a booth, but my truck's not going to be in there. I'm going to be a little bit more accessible to do some fun stuff. And we're going to try and put some shit together for next year. This year was just kind of a test to see how things go. Unfortunately, my buddies kind of got screwed over a little bit, but that ain't going to happen next year.
No, me and Jonah have already talked about we're getting a grill and we're going to start barbecuing. That's what we're doing next year.
Well, next year, what we're going to do, we might even look at getting maybe an Airbnb. I don't know. I haven't decided on that yet. I think being out there with the guys in the trucks is a better option. But I don't know. We're going to figure something. We're definitely going to get us a rental car that we can use to get around in, because the Shire situation was bullshit. Get us a minivan or something like that to where we can go, all of us go at one time and go get showers. So let's make it a big one next year.
But I gotta say it was the best time I had. That was nice. Had fun.
I can't lease to Swift. My truck doesn't have the windshield radar. Yeah, you definitely got to have that, man. That's anywhere percentage or mileage. Absolutely. You always have to drive the truck. What up, C8? Cheap freight hauler. Glad to have you guys on, man. I know this isn't your all's cup of tea, but I'm glad to have you guys. Trey says he hasn't had a negative week here where I actually ran. Yeah, that's a good statement. I'm the same way, too. Alaska Hall says recruiting is one thing, but scamming and lying every 3 to 4 months is another. Yeah, and that's Alaska. I know. Me and you kind of bumped heads at first, but one thing, and you can go back and watch, and I know you know this, but I can tell everybody, I've never recruited to any other company. There's 2 companies I recruited to. Snyder Finance, that's to get the truck, not to actual Snyder or any other company. I never recruited to F2F. And Swift. Those are the only companies I've ever recruited to. And the only reason I started recruiting to Swift is because I was here before and I knew their system and I knew it worked. And that's why I came back. But yeah, I agree with you. Every 3 to 4 months, they're at a new company recruiting for people again. And usually it's the same dumbasses that follow people. Hey, Fly, what's up, fellas? And, once again, it's just proof that my guys stay here. We're all here. Oh, look here. We got Craig in the house. Hey, Craig. What's up, buddy?
Not much was going on, guys.
It's going good, man. So we got one preacher to another preacher. Alan's not in the house, but we got you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Alan likes to play pretend preacher. You're the real deal. Trucking with T-Bone says, I was told Rabbit was Coach 2.0 last time I listened to Caslin. Coach 2.0. Speaking of Caslin, man, I haven't seen him in a while. Is he all right? Doing good, T-Bone. How are you? Scars House says, I'll add, I did have a big window and I waited the last minute, so I'll own it. But still 40 minutes just makes me mad at myself and them more so them. I was always told that you basically, it depends on what the customer is, that you had about an hour window both ways. Is that right, Craig, or do you know? On arrivals?
On which loads?
I don't know. Is there certain loads? Because for instance, you can go an hour early or even an hour late and still be accepted.
Well, I know at a lot of Dollar Generals, if you're 15 minutes late, you have to reschedule at some Dollar Generals. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had
right?
2 loads. I've had 2 loads this week. I said the exact appointment.
Huh.
Yeah. Better to be early than late.
Good evening, fellas. I just came across your channel. I'm coming aboard next week out of the Jonestown terminal. Thanks for all the info. No problem, Ray. Good to have you in. Chuck and T-Bone, good man, ready to get back out so I can get some rest. And Nocturnalish, I didn't gross, but 4,001 and only took home 1158, ran 159 miles, 1779. Had to replace a steer tire and wasted a lot of time just trying to find an empty trailer. Yeah, that's our big negative thing right now, guys, is the empty trailer situation. That's going to be like that for a little bit. And quite frankly, it'll probably be like that forever because every company has that problem.
Yeah, I had a deadhead from LaGrange, Georgia to the terminal. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday or the day before. And it was a nice, deadhead. But I was also picking up in Lithuania Springs, so I had to go that way anyway.
So cheap freight hauler again. That 400,000 that includes everything that I do. I've got everything included in that. How long do I stay out? When I have a student, I'll stay out 4 weeks and I go home for a week and rinse and repeat. When I run by myself, I'll stay out about 2 to 3 weeks and go home for about 3 or 4 days and rinse. That's kind of the recipe that I've got. And the only reason solo, I stay home 3 or 4 days is because I know that I'm going to come back again in 3 to 4 weeks, and I don't want a negative paycheck in the middle there. Go ahead. What was you going to say?
When you're training, are you getting? Why are you only getting it for 4 weeks? Is someone else doing all the original training? Like the initial get their license training, or are you just doing the back end?
When they come to me, they have their license and all they need is driving time.
So someone else is doing the other part?
Well, they come from other academies or they can go through Swift's Academy.
I see what you're saying. When I trained, I had to do it from the moment they got there with just their permit and all the way till they got their license, and then they came back and had to do like another 30,000 miles. When that's back when I was at Prime, though.
I was gonna say
So I'm
that's
curious how it's going to work here.
It doesn't work like that. You're just basically, was it TNT? You're basically just TNT
Something like
here. Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's better.
So what's
you know
the
me? I'm
percent?
geared towards team running, so I'm looking forward to train because I can't stand being on a clock anyways.
So what's
I'm
the
used to
better?
doing 4,000 myself.
So percentage, in my opinion, and I think most of the guys on here, we're all percentage. We'll all agree that percentage is always better.
Yeah, I was in Greer this week, and I had two guys that were two of them were kind of like transitioning over to owner op, and they were talking to Michelle, and they came over to me, and I showed them, difference between mileage and percentage, and I showed them that like a load that I was pretty much making $500 more being on percentage than on mileage, and they were like, wow, and I was like, yeah, so once you do your mileage and you're able to switch over to percentage, you might want to do that. That's what I told them.
So let me add to that comment too. So what's better? So again, the percentage and the mileage, that's going to be an opinion type thing. So there are certain drivers, and there are certain drivers that came in. I say one driver that just came in here and pretty much attacked us, saying it's a scam. If you like driving Cadillacs, then the mileage pay is probably better for you. Not trying to give any kind of indication on who it is or anything, but that person had a hard time running percentage, and the percentage thing isn't for everybody. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Go back to the mileage pay. You can still do real well on the mileage pay. I know 3 guys right now that I can name that went right back to the mileage pay because they couldn't have it. The biggest thing that they had a problem with was the deadhead miles. We don't get paid deadhead miles, but they see that 85 cents a mile on the deadhead on the mileage rate, and they can't. Their brains can't figure that in.
And that's something that me and Michelle talked about that this week too, and that some folks they're stuck on, I need that 85 cents a mile deadhead, or I'm not getting enough miles, so I let them stay on mileage.
Yeah, it's more for us.
Well,
Yep.
that, and they got to learn how to plan their loads better. Don't plan a load from one side of Georgia to the other side of Georgia, where you had the deadhead. Try to find something within that, 50 miles, 20 miles, whatever.
Yeah.
Keep the deadhead miles down, then you ain't got to worry about them.
Or if you're getting like $3 a mile, you just add that into your deadhead, into there, and make sure it's over $2 a mile.
So Craig, did you see my 2027 Cascadia video I put up?
I did.
33,000 views, man, today.
Oh yeah.
Just Tuesday, and I gained 175 subscribers since Tuesday.
Damn.
That's crazy.
You need to go and do some of the other trucks.
That's what I'm going to do.
I was going to say, go do it.
Exactly what I was going to do. I did the Cascadia because she had like 10 of them there on the lot. I wanted to do a Volvo is what I wanted to do. So the next one I hope is going to be a Volvo, and then
You can meet up at we'll both be at home for the 4th. I'll make sure it's all clean. You could do one on there, post it on both channels.
You know what? That's actually a good idea, because I'm gonna come and pick your truck up anyways to go get the Mustang. That might be, if you could do that, that'd be freaking awesome.
We'll try to figure it out.
Yeah, didn't even think of that. All right.
Look at that! Finally got some content.
It was up to Bacon to get the comments, man. Is the cutoff 23:59 on Wednesday or 23:59 Tuesday? So the official term to this, okay, is 3 p.m. Tuesday, guaranteed pay. That's Phoenix time. Now, with that being said, if it's a prepaid customer, Walmart, Target, and I'd say probably 90% of our customers are prepaid. If it's a prepaid customer or a T-call load, you got till midnight on Wednesday, which is Phoenix time, to get that pay. And it's not guaranteed, but if they can get it in, they will get it in. Because I had one 2 weeks ago that didn't make it. Doesn't happen very often, but most of the time, Wednesday midnight is the cutoff. I hope that helps you. I know it's confusing as shit. And the fuel is always going to be attached to whatever load you're on. So if you have a load and you deliver it on Wednesday, make sure you get dispatched on your next load into the next week before you put fuel in.
And you fill
You've
up.
got to be dispatched. What, Chris?
No, yeah, you fill up on the next load. If just make sure it's dispatched.
You agree with all that, Craig? I want to make sure you've
Yeah.
been here. Okay, that's kind of what I was always told too. It's confusing as shit to some people, but that might be me. They can't finish my truck decals and camera removal till Monday, so I won't be going out till late Monday, early Tuesday. Okay. Wow, that's a little bit of a time.
What are they doing? Removing the decals off of a company truck?
No, I think he's similar. You're going to have to tell me who you are. I can't remember. I've got my list of people, but I don't remember who you are. And you need to get with me on Tuesday so we can get you. We need to get you a load delivered before Wednesday so you can at least get a little bit of a paycheck. So you need to give me a call Monday, please.
There's some out there. You help me find that one.
Yep.
I end up making $1,200 on one load. So you can make a paycheck with one load.
Yep.
Where is he at? Do you know where he's at?
He's at one of the terminals. I've talked to him. I just don't remember. I want to say Decatur, but I don't know. So Nocturnal says it's my first week on percentage, but I can already tell you it's better and you stay busy. So once again, when we train, the biggest issue that I had with training, and Greg, I think you trained before too, the biggest issue that we had was waiting until the next day to get dispatched on another load. This way on percentage, you can keep yourself booked out and keep rolling. So you're constantly going to be making money. And staying busy, yes, absolutely. Man, we got 1,000 comments here, guys. Stephen Huska, do you think the lady can overturn my denial by chance? I haven't had a chance to talk to Michelle about that. I texted her earlier Friday, and I have not heard anything back. I don't want to go into a whole lot of details on here about your denial, but I'm still working on it, Steve. Don't really have an answer for that. It's really 50-50. Rick says, hey, I'm just asking questions. No, Rick, it's all good, man. That's what we do the channel for. No, trust me, if I was mad at you, I would have done booted you off here because I'll boot people off here in a heartbeat. I don't mean it bad, but yeah, I just don't put up with crap. Chief Ray Holler says it's good to get a different perspective on the industry. I never leased to a company, but I'm about to start leasing trucks to my company, just seeing what others like. Yeah, you can always, you can always get valuable information off of our channel because we try to stick with the Swift stuff, but we kind of veer off and talk about the market and other things too when we can. If Trucker Tom Bell's on here, he'll get us off on a tangent. I always plan for 1 to 2 hours for load to unload. Walmart, Costco. Yep, those are big ones that definitely will get paid on. I've got a customer that always allows you to be an hour late, but not 15 minutes early. Wow. Okay. Kyle says, I think this was a high value load. I was coming off of home time and needed an extra day. They told me to pick up by 7 a.m. Sent my loaded at 7:40, and yeah, anytime you have a high value, you got to make sure. I always have followed within the 1 to 2 after the first. I'll send them Mac 22. Sometimes the Mac 22s don't save you either. Now the load that I'm on right now, we end up being a day late picking this one up, but we'll be a day early delivering, which is kind of crazy. It had a lot of time on it, so it really wasn't no big deal. I sent in the Mac 22 6 hours in advance to let them know that we were, well, it's a long story, but co-driver, being new, not knowing how to run the GPS, went about 2.5 hours out of route, not paying attention while I was getting some sleep, getting some rest. So it kind of put us a little bit funky. And everywhere in Indianapolis right now is under construction, and they're diverting all traffic off the highways and stuff because they're redoing everything. Basically because they haven't fixed anything in 10 years. And I think Mike will probably agree to that too because he runs that up there a lot.
Yep. I'll be glad when they're done. I like the area. There's all kinds of shit up there. But I know some parts to cut around all that nonsense. It's slightly longer, but it's shorter because then you don't got to go through the shutdowns. You know what I mean?
Yep. Kyle says, I'm still mileage and only using the load board now. Just watch the deadhead because using the load board, I can only get paid the loaded miles. Yeah. Michael says, James, can you review my Pete if you'd like to? Yeah, I would. I would definitely like to do that. You got a company spec Pete? I'd love to do that. We'll catch up here in the near future. I submitted a floor and decor load scanned in at 2,300. Oh, I didn't see it this week.
That'll be next week.
Make sure that it went. Make sure you got the green check mark that it was scanned in. But the good news is you'll get paid for it next week. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. There's really no rhyme or reason. Francis, it's a company owner operator. Lease decals that need to add new Boston. Oh yeah, I told you to save time, not to bother with the Swift logo removal. Yep, I remember you now.
No, it's a company. Okay.
So, no, he's not a company. He's an owner operator. It's a company to own. Okay, yeah, he's a company to owner operator guy.
Yep.
I think he's going to Elmer too, if I remember correctly. No, he's not going to Elmer. He's going to somebody else. Elmer don't do company people anymore.
That dude's a trip.
Who, Elmer?
Yeah.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
and him get to chit chatting, and I envision a tie-dyed hippie redneck.
No, he's a redneck, but he's not a tie-dye.
Sounds like he'd fit right in with my group down in Florida.
Oh,
Short hair, chunky.
Yeah. He'll definitely fit in with the Florida crew, I'll tell you that. What if I only wanted to do this for a while? What fees would they try to charge when you turn the truck in before the lease ends? So it's not a walk away lease. I tell guys that all the time. Will they come after you for the charges? Probably not. They'll probably make a couple phone calls to you, but at the same token, why do it if you're going to turn the truck in? Don't even come here and do it if you're going to plan on turning the truck. If you have that attitude and that mindset, don't even waste your time.
Or can he do like a short term lease, like 6 months to a year?
Yeah, you can do a 6-month lease. Do a short term lease, Halliburton lease. You can do that. Turn the truck in. See if you like it. That's what you're talking about. And again, why would you want to turn the truck in? You got a better opportunity? I'm just
What I
curious.
wish I would have done. I wish I would have done a shorter term instead of 2 years on this one.
Do they do anything if you decide to switch trucks? Have you heard anybody doing that? If you got to switch trucks for some reason?
Yeah, they do it on occasions. It's a case-by-case thing.
Yep.
They don't just hit you up with thousands of dollars in fees for doing it because you switch out of one truck to another one?
Craig's been switched out a couple times.
No, they don't.
As long as you're
Not
jumping
unless
in
you've
and making
done
a payment, they don't care, huh?
Unless you did something majorly to damage that other truck, then no.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're here to more help you than to hurt you.
Yep.
In spite of what people may say about them. Yeah.
So Similar City is going to Elmer. Okay. Oh, that's right, because you're coming owner operator. Okay, I got you. No Home Depot, now high value. Okay. Home Depot.
He still calls me a traitor.
They
Every
told
time
me
I
about
talk.
these, but the contract said 3 years, nothing about 6 months. They told me about 6 months lease. You just need to ask for a 6-month lease. That's what you got to do. It's not that you're going to sign up for that. So, Craig, I'm having issues right now with claims on insurance. I had somebody throw a brick at my truck on Sunday night. Once I reported it, the MAC 52 or whatever it is, you got 2 hours to call claims. So I called claims immediately and left several messages, several phone calls, nothing. Absolutely nothing. The grill is demolished and the radiator is going to have to be replaced because it's all bent up all to hell. Because I know if I do turn this truck back in, I'm going to have to pay for all that crap.
So I'm surprised they didn't get back to you.
No, they sure haven't. They sure haven't. So I'm going to be making some phone calls here earlier in the week.
Did it take out the AC condenser too, or?
They're going to have to replace both. They're both.
I know
mean,
that
they're-
radiator is about
work-
grand. But
I've got no issues with them. They're running and working. They're not leaking anything, but they're bent all the hell. You put the new grill on, you look back there behind the grill, you're going to have a bent up radiator. They're going to like, well, what happened here? So Bacon, put your comment in the comments down there. You put it in the private comments.
I don't see the comments.
He'll have to go. He has to go on the YouTube channel to do that comment part.
Do you?
Yeah, because he put in a private one. He put in a private one, but that's not going to be on the main channel. You have to go to the main channel to do that.
Okay.
I can do that on the other one. I'm just also in the middle of a poker tournament.
Make some money, huh?
Yeah, I got porn on my TV over here. I'm watching what we're doing. So,
Dave Mitchell porn. Watch out!
Old Stank River, I got 727,000 chips.
Damn.
Nocturnalist says
Almost to the final table.
And you know what's even funny, Nocturnalist? No, it didn't catch it on the camera. I got to tell you guys, my camera that's in here, I have not set the camera off the whole 5 months, whatever it is I've had the camera. I've not once set the camera off. I mean, I know it works. She talks to me all the time, tells me to slow down, tells me about the weather outside and, that shit, but I've never set it off.
Tells me to increase following distance every time I try to pass.
Yeah, and I was going to say is that make sure you got your own camera if you do have a Swift camera because it don't catch anything. Now, I'm in a couple of Swift groups, Swift Owner Ops and Beyond and Swift drivers, and a lot of people are complaining about hard braking. So I put on there, and they're saying that they're that they're getting dinged for hard braking because someone pulled out in front of them or stopped in front of them or whatever, and they said that they're trying to get final or fix on so they don't get in trouble or whatever. I said, well then I wrote on there said make sure you get your own camera because then you have proof of what happened when they say that the Netrodyne didn't catch it or whatever.
Yeah, I've got a new camera that I'm going to order. I'm going to get it here.
Make sure you get your own camera. Even if you do have a Swift camera, get your own. I got my own, even though I don't have a Swift camera.
I think I'm going to spend the extra money, and I'm going to put the camera in the front. And I think I'm going to put the 2 cameras on the mirrors, too, just to get the side shit.
Yeah. Shit, I bought it's a Cobra camera, and that's almost $400. That thing is the biggest piece of junk I ever seen in my life. It's already junk. It froze. It won't do anything. Tried to reformat it. Junk.
Well, we got James that 4K Rove or whatever the hell it's called.
I got the Rove 4K. I got that. That's the one I got. The Rove 4K.
What I can't figure out how to do is what Country does. With his is showing the distance he's traveled and all that shit. Cannot figure out the settings where that's at in there because I know he has the same camera.
I can put you in contact with Country. You can
because when I bought it off his little link, so he got that little referral money.
Well, you need to tell him that he got a referral off you, and he'll help you out.
Oh God, it was
I'll put you in contact with him.
a year and a half ago.
Don't matter.
He ain't been in here in a while.
Been in where?
He ain't been in here in a while, has he?
No, well, he's doing his own thing. We all kind of broke off and did our own thing. I met Swift, and these guys, you got to understand, these guys don't want to be a part of Swift. We talked about that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Guys don't want to be a part of Swift, and
nobody wants to associate.
Yeah. When you rent the other truck, use that as a chance to try the Volvo. I'm not going to be renting any other truck. I don't know if you're talking to me or who.
I think it means probably when yours goes down to get fixed.
Well, hopefully mine doesn't go down. Gigolo Joe says, "Hey fellas, good to have you in, Joe. Hope things are well. I missed a stop sign in the yard today, and it yelled at me. Yeah, it'll tell you to stop.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I get that quite a bit when I'm going into shippers and receivers. They're waving you in. I'm like, hold on, I got to stop at everything. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. I go through 3 of them just to get to the gate. You didn't stop. You didn't stop. You didn't stop.
Especially the especially the Home Depot on 42. When you're coming off the 42 one, how it's got 3 different stop signs even before you get to the guard. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, I can see you guys. I can see people going through that and going, you didn't stop. You didn't stop.
Let's see. I think I figured this out.
I did find out though, my camera when it was working, it's got a radar detector in it that I didn't know. Because it would alert me, and there'd be a picture of a police officer there that says "police in distance." So I figured out how to shut it off, but.
So now I'm going to install my Rode 4K camera. It's a Cobra SC250R, and it comes with a blue rear view.
I think that's what mine is.
There we go. Bacon's got his YouTube channel up there, guys. Go check his channel out. Subscribe. He puts a lot of funny AI crap in there.
Hey, Michelle never did answer my question the other day when you had her on if I could change my logos over to Japanese writing.
Let me tell you something about.
She did answer that. She said no. She laughed. Yeah, she said no, and she laughed.
I didn't catch saying no.
Yeah, anytime I call in and everybody wants to use my driver code, I was like, it's the absolute worst driver code you could ever have. You got to do something. Well, we can't. It's computer generated. It's yours forever. And I'm like, okay, well, then I need something else for Elmer and everybody else who asked for it, because it's ridiculous. I'm gonna have to create a sticker or a card or something to give to people if I recruit. Like, just keep the card with you, that way you can't screw this up. or just put my whole last name in there. Don't even worry about the code. Just put my whole name in there.
What does Elmer need your driver code for?
He don't even use it no more. I just get my dude. Just take my truck number. He's like, yeah, I can't do your driver code. Even when you tell me and I write it down, it still jumbles because it's MCGJG1. I'm like, guys, this is stupid. I need to change it.
Mine's been the same all 4 times I've been here.
Well, apparently I was already coded. Whatever it was, 15. God dang, how old am I? Yeah, 15 years ago when I went to their training school.
The trucking business is kind of like my marriages. You know, this is the 4th time I've been here, and I've been here over a year. And my marriages, I've been married 3 times, but I've been married and together with my wife for over 20 years. So it's
third time, me too, buddy.
I guess I learned my lesson at the end. I guess I don't know.
You just got a good one like I did at the end.
You're a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm hoping this isn't the end. I think I need to get baptized again. Is what I need to do.
Yeah, James, I was in Decatur last night, and I ran into an owner op, and he's on his 3rd time being back with Swift, because he's like, he leaves and he comes back and he says, he goes, I ain't leaving anytime soon, and that reminded me of you.
I think that's in my cards, guys. I think I need to go get baptized again. Me and my daughter got baptized. God, it's been 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah. May 30th, 2000. So it's been 26 years. God, I'm getting old.
9 years ago.
My gray.
Yeah, no.
What you think about that Kroger deal there in Shelbyville, Indiana?
I saw that on the Facebook page.
I didn't see anything. What happened?
Is that the one with the free fuel?
Yeah, free fuel.
Yep.
If you fuel at Kroger.
I almost took that load.
No, they're
it's dedicated.
Dedicated account.
Yep.
Yeah, how much are they paying?
There's a load on there for Shelbyville.
I think it's $1.37 to $1.39 per mile.
Yep.
And free fuel.
And if you
Yep, free fuel as long as you get it at Kroger's. You gotta get it from Kroger's, it says.
Is it Shelbyville, Indiana, or Kentucky?
Indiana.
And how far do they go out? Do you know?
I'm not sure how far they go out, but I know it says home daily, so probably not far. That's not bad for somebody that lives around there.
No.
You know what?
I know when I had a truck lease time with Beria, we had, no matter what the sign said, we only paid $1 a gallon, but then they charged us $50 for every drop and hook we did.
I got one of my drivers that lives in that area too. I need to tell him about that. I forgot who that is. He was up here earlier commenting too.
Especially if you got an MRP truck, that would be sweet.
if you're getting your radiator replaced and condenser, you're going to be down, but you could go home. But if I had to guess, 1 week, maybe 10 days. That's kind of why I wanted to get it done, because I am going home for a week here. I'm not. If I do that, then I'll get it done in Detroit, and I'll take a loaner truck for a week. Why would it take a week to replace a radiator?
I was gonna say, really?
They usually get it done in about a day and a half.
If they got the parts, they got
if they got the parts, yeah. But I mean, it's a T680. There's a lot of them out there.
Buddy, I tell them to go ahead and order the part and have it there, and when I come, when it's there and you got it, then let me know, and I'll get a hotel or something for a day.
Yeah, I got my half of my bumper replaced and painted, the whole bumper. It took them 2 days at Greer at the body shop, and this last week. So I had a hotel for 2 days.
Yeah, I got to say, if I was to do that, I'd probably do it in Greer too, because you got everything within walking distance right there. Plus that hotel right there.
Mm-hmm.
Scar says, I'm not going anywhere, but I can figure this out. I know it's just a bit of a learning curve. Yeah, it does suck, and you'll figure it. Johnny Babuska's in the house. Hey, fellas. Hey, buddy. How are you? Glad to have you in, as always. Once again, guys, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.
Oh, also, FYI, if anybody needs to know, driver appreciation is this Wednesday coming up.
Coming from
the terminal.
Terminals will have food and all that stuff usually in the afternoons or at lunch.
I don't think I've ever made one of those in 30 years.
No door prizes when you walk in.
They say something about fun activities, so I don't know if they're going to have any. But the September one is going to be the big long week one. That's the one where you hop, skip, and a jump from like Decatur, go up to Greer, go down to Ocala, do different ones.
Craig, you scared me when you sent that message, because when I pulled that up, it shows low battery. I thought that was my phone with the low battery. I'm like, I got it plugged up. Charge your phone.
Now his charger's going.
I'm gonna send that to my Indianapolis guy, because I think Shelbyville's real close to Indianapolis, if my memory serves me correct.
I think so.
Perfect for him.
Yeah, I don't think that's not a bad deal at all. For a guy that wants to be home every night. Because they say the average 2,800, but I'm pretty sure if you run hard, you can do more.
Is that miles or gross?
Is it from the flyer said that's gross, I guess. Weekly revenue. Yeah, 27.28.
And they're paying $1.37 a mile. Yeah, it's $1.37 a mile. Weekly revenue 2,700 to 2,800.
Yep, I'm looking at 2.
Home daily. Driving within 75 miles of Shelbyville.
As long as you don't have to go down to the Kroger in Virginia that I had to go to in Salem. Jesus.
Now they're also looking for Hobby Lobby dedicated teams too, out of Oklahoma City.
So Scar says, I'm guessing I worked on ambulance dump trucks. I said because of the parts, you go figure out what was damaged. So it's not that anything was really damaged. It's just dented. I need them replaced because, they both need to be replaced, because what's going to happen is I'm going to get charged for it if it doesn't get replaced. You can tell they've been dented. I would spend 6 hours figuring out what I did on an ambulance, okay? I tell you the truth, I'm almost tempted just to tell them to fix the not the radiator, but the grill, and not even worry about the dented parts, because I don't really want them to get involved in anything they don't have to. It's not leaking. It's not doing anything. Sometimes when you break into something, you might, get into a hornet's nest or something,
Oh yeah.
You don't want to try to fix something that ain't broke. Is it just me, or does the Peterbilt, well, not necessarily the Peterbilt, but definitely the Kenworth, if you don't have those lower ground effects on the truck, doesn't it look stupid without them? It looks like the truck sits jacked with you up if you don't. And I'm talking about the new gen more than the old. It just doesn't look right. I ordered all four of them. Yours isn't a new gen, though, is it, Mike?
No, mine's a 21. Mine's like the last year, the old body style.
So, Craig, just so you know, and I don't know how the Peterbilt is, but there's 4 of them on the Kenworth. If you order them from Kenworth directly, they're over $300 a piece for each one of them. If you get them through the terminal, like the Detroit terminal, I paid $47 for one. I told them to go ahead and order the other 3, and I'm going to replace all of them.
Oh, that's good this time.
Not bad.
Yeah, they're all in shitty disrepair anyways. I'd say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, that's kind of what my thinking is. You know, and again, guys, you know, I'm like a woman. I admit it. I really don't know what to do with this truck. I don't know if it's a smart thing to turn it in and get a new one. I don't know if it's a smart thing to keep this one. You know, like Beaver says, he's trying to talk me into the Volvo. I'm definitely not going to go that Volvo route with all the shit that's going on with that. I mean, if I ordered a new Kenworth, why would I order a new Kenworth? I have one now. It's in great shape, got good miles on it, but nothing against you or Craig or anything, but the Peterbilt, I just don't like the Peterbilt. I've had them before. I just don't like the looks of them. They're just big and bulky, but I thought about getting one, but I don't know which way to go.
Nice thing about the Pete's is they got the Ultra Lofts. It's a bigger bunk, but
Yep.
that's what's nice about it.
So what are you going to do, Mike, when your lease is up? Are you going to order a new one or are you going to keep it?
Yeah, I'm gonna order a new KW. Because this one, I don't know, man. I kind of tossed it around, and the wife and I both think it'd be better just to order one. That way, the warranty and that, because in the MRP program, yeah, you're supposed to get that 80/20, but it's only on certain stuff, and they make it sound like it covers everything 80/20, and it's not.
Yeah,
You know, like my airbags, I had to pay for my airbags. You know, that's $3,000.
Because that's a wearable part, right? Is that why?
Right. Yep.
It's like with Michael Shelton when he had the problem with his wiring on his truck and all that. I that's why we always try to tell people, the MRP is sometimes not the best way to go. You're better going standard sometimes.
Do you know the reasoning why his wiring was screwed up? Did he ever tell you?
Well, it had to do with that people were wiring things wrong or doing some kind of like clipping wire. Wasn't it like putting
they
wires
were
together?
for Swift, and they even proved that the people were for Swift. He should have been required to pay for that.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
Seriously, Swift's problem. They did it, but it is what it is.
I know Cascadia's. I don't remember what years, but I know there for the longest time they had issues with the wiring harnesses. They get hot, start melting, and you'd lose all your lights, and they'd have to go in there and replace stuff. And
So Justin, I didn't mean to skip over your comment. Hey, buddy, I'm glad you're here. Everybody's glad to see you. Scar says, disagree 100%. I want to take them off everything that's not painted or chrome. I hate the black plastic crap. So you're talking about the ground effects pieces? To me, they just don't look right without them. Trucker Frank says, I like to look at the KW, but the interior of the Peterbilt. Now, see, I'm the opposite. I don't like the interior of the Peterbilt. The thing that I do like about the Peterbilt is the way the cabinet is set up behind the driver. You got the cup holders there, and it's kind of at an angle. You can actually see when you're laying down. With the Kenworth, you're kind of blocked. You don't have any cup holders. That's really my only bitch about the interior with the Kenworths. There's no cup holders back here. Because if you leave a cup laying on this table back here and you start moving, that bitch is going to spill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I think the Kenworth has the best layout of any truck. The way the microwave is. Don't really care for the refrigerator. If I do keep this truck, I think I'm going to pull that table out, that cabinet, and I'm going to put a dorm-sized fridge in here. Oh, that's one thing I am going to do.
I think that's the only complaint I have on my interiors. I don't like that swing out table. I like the slide out like what the Freightliners have. I crack my legs on that thing nightly.
Oh, you're talking about the Freightliner, the table that slides out from the cabinet?
Yeah, I've got a swing out one on this one, and I don't care for it.
I got a Freightliner. My laptop is on now that's on the table.
That's the way mine is too. It swings out. I like it. I mean, I've got the laptop set on it right now and the speakers and everything. But I don't. I mean, other than that, that's the only time I ever really use it. I think what I'm going to end up doing, like I said, I'm going to pull this cabinet out. I don't. Those drawers are just filled with junk, anyways. I'm going to pull that out, and I'll have a full size fridge, and I'm going to get a TV mount. I'm going to put a TV mount on a TV mount to stretch the TV over by the windows, and that way I'll have room for my fridge there. I think that's.
Don't forget the disco ball.
Oh, the disco ball's already. It's still up there. Let me tell you what. As soon as some of that music from the '70s, Jive Turkey or Saturday Night Fever or some of them songs come on, man, these trucks are rocking when that shit comes on. You would think
Staying alive.
They think back to John Travolta's white suit on in here, man. No limits. Why not do a Volvo VNL 860 2224 established? No wiring or electrical issues. Had to find these trucks with under 300,000 to 400,000. I've had 2 of those trucks. I love them, but unfortunately, you can't get one of those trucks brand new anymore.
Nope.
So the only way that I would get one of those is if I could find one brand new. But I agree with you. I do like those.
What, the 860s?
The older ones, yeah. The older body stuff.
I had a 22. It was a pretty decent truck.
I end up leasing one from Tell. I got the 860 with the table and the combo down at the bottom. I really liked that truck. I mean, that truck was perfect. I actually slept on the top bunk and kept the table down at all times. Liked it a lot, actually.
I like the table setup they got on the new ones where it actually folds down out of the bottom of the bunk instead of like a camper where it lays down.
It's kind of like a Murphy bed, kind of. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
The wheel well skit, the ground effects, they're supposed to help with MPGs, and they might, but once they break, they just make noise and look stupid. So all my little ground effects around the wheel wells and stuff, they're all in good shape. Don't have any problems with them. It's just around the gas tanks and the bottom pieces, because unfortunately, some of these places we go to, they tear them up. I think Nick got one of his ripped off of his Peterbilt because of a place he went to.
Just pretend you're from Chicago and duct tape it up.
Buddy, that's exactly what I did to the one that broke. It eventually fell off. That's why the door. Speaking of which, I mean, it's funny because when you got students, you just don't have any room. But see this box right here? That's what that is. That's one of the ground effects that's going to go on the truck when I go home. I got 3 other boxes sitting at the Detroit terminal I got to go pick up. But I'm not going to pick them up until I take him to the terminal. Got nowhere to keep them. I'll put them on the top bunk. You never know how much junk you have until you bring a student aboard.
Mm-hmm.
And I say junk, it's livable stuff. I use everything. There's nothing on this truck that I don't use.
Yep, I used my top bunk for storage, and I had to take a lot of stuff out when I took my daughter with me for a couple of days.
So, Craig, how was your week, buddy? Was your week good?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Up in Statesville, North Carolina here.
Nice.
It's all right. I'm over here in the hood.
I'm up to 175 subscribers just since Tuesday. 33,000 on the views. Just checking analytics. Believe it or not, I'm almost $100 in the money up than usual. YouTube don't pay a whole lot of money, but when you get $100 from YouTube, it's nice.
You're getting rich there, James.
Yeah, like that.
Oh yeah.
Might be able to pay for a meal or two.
I did see a really nice looking Kenworth. Now it's kind of a weird color, but I liked it. It was a brand new truck. It was OD green, but it was gloss OD green, and it actually looked really sharp with the black graphics that the guy had on it.
What's OD green?
Olive drab.
Oh, okay. Was that a Boyd Brothers truck, flatbed truck? I've seen those. They got a bunch of those running around.
No, it wasn't a Boyd Brothers. I can't remember the name of the guy's company, but it was sharp, but the color caught my eye because it's like that's one color I've never seen in a gloss. It's always been flat because of the military and that, but It looks sharp.
So Scars has a question. Question for anyone: if the wife comes out with me for a week, do I need to sign something or tell them?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's only how much is it, Craig? Like $5 or $10 a month or something? Something stupid.
Hang on a second. I think I still got mine
a little
from
more than that.
my daughter. I think, yeah. Hang on, just
It's a monthly thing. It's a monthly thing, isn't it now?
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's not expensive by any means.
No, it's not expensive.
No,
Yeah,
you gotta like show, like driver's license or some kind of proof or something.
if they have a driver's license, yes.
Well, here's the thing on that, Scars. Just make sure you let them know, and he'll tell you the price here in a second, because it's all insurance related. So if something happens and you don't have that filled in, you'll be in trouble. And honestly, that probably terminates your contract. The other thing is it's a DOT thing too.
Yep.
They got to have record of that for DOT purposes. So keep that in mind.
There's that one guy that he's a DOT officer and he has a YouTube channel, and he just talked about that if even if you own your own company, you still got to fill out that form too, because you got to they want to know who's on that truck.
Yep.
Dang it. I'm looking for it. Give me a second.
Now for pets, we don't have to pay anything for pets, right? It's free. Isn't it free owner ups?
Yeah. Normal pets. Now, if they're exotic, there might be some issues with that. Believe it or not, there's people that have snakes and parrots, monkeys, all kinds.
No tigers on the truck.
Yeah, no tigers. Some of the exotic stuff I have issues with.
I worked for a company one time, and they had a guy that had a damn alligator in his truck.
Alligator?
Yeah, it was a small alligator they had in his truck. He come into the terminal, and they had to call the cops, and they got animal control out there, and it was ridiculous.
That would be Jonah, with his Cajun accent.
Right. I can't find.
Hey, James?
Yeah.
That video I sent you is about what he's talking about here on that comment right here. That's the video I sent you earlier. Remember the video?
About becoming liable for the drivers. Do y'all think freight will go? I think so. And I think I saw another video similar to that, what you sent me. But yeah, I think it's going to go up because of that.
Yeah, C.H. Robinson is liable for that accident now
because of it.
Yeah, and so now they're now definitely looking at different companies that even if they have maintenance issues or our service issues, they're not getting any loads. So they're saying now that the rates should go skyrocketing here soon, because it's going to start limiting people who can do loads. So we'll see.
Don't worry about it, Michael. It's not much. $25, $5, $25. It ain't much.
You can do it monthly. You can do it 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year. And I think a year was like $250.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not bad.
So Star said, "You might just call and tell them and send me some paperwork." She is taking her with. So get a hold of your driver leader. They should have everything, and I would imagine what you need for paperwork-wise should be in the point app.
But also, I've seen those papers at the terminals in the permits area.
Yeah, right. Well, the little roundabout things where the permits are and stuff, you can get them out of there.
Yeah, the paperwork that you'll need to print out and then fill out and then send it to your driver leader. It's in the point app. That's where I had to do mine.
He said he's not worried about it. He just wanted to know. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem at all. Yeah, guys, I got a big that I got to come up with here before August, but I don't know, man. I really, honestly don't know. I thought about taking a swing at it and keeping the truck and doing the MRP and paying it off, and once it's paid off, make a decision where do I want to go to with that. Do I drive it for another year or two with no payment, or just go ahead and sell it and get another lease truck? I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. At that point, if you get a truck that's paid off, I don't know why you wouldn't want to keep it for at least a year or two and run it, collect a little bit of money. Because if not, why not just go ahead and lease?
It just depends on if it's going to cost you a lot to get repairs done on it too. That's the other thing.
This truck's pretty solid, man. The only thing that I had to get fixed on it, like I said before in the past, was that purge valve.
Yeah, the only thing I had fixed was the bumper. I've only done the bumper, half the bumper, because I broke it when I got stuck in the snow, and then
Medic, though.
a PM. That's all I've done to this truck. I haven't done hardly anything to this truck either.
So my KW has 330 on it right now. Actually, no, it's not even that. It is. Actually, it's 320. So I've put 90,000 on it since I've had it. Or make your own fleet with it. Well, I'm not that guy. Me and Nick talked about that earlier. I'm not that guy. I don't want a fleet of trucks. Do not want to put another person in a truck, worry about that shit all the time, and worry about him quitting on me. And then I got a truck sitting idle, and then I got to find a place to put it. Possibly go pick it up if they abandoned it and they do a TF thing to it, like a certain person did to another guy. You know what I'm talking about, Chris?
No.
TF.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha now.
You know what I'm talking about too.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Other YouTubers not completing their shit. Every company that I've ever been to, I've never left a company and dropped the truck off where they didn't want it or left it in disarray, needing brakes. And when I say needing brakes, I mean needing brakes bad, like it shouldn't even have been drivable. And same thing with steer tires. I've never done that before.
Yeah, I had a company one time tell me to drop a truck off at a Ryder location. Then they still charged me. Come get it.
I would have kept that tail truck that I had. I would have kept that truck and ran with it. But USA Truck at the time just didn't have the freight. And I tried to take that truck with me, and they refused to let me take it to another carrier. You had to be with them for 6 months before they'd let you move it. But I was going to bring the truck over here to Swift and run it. I mean, my payment on it was only like $800 a week at the time. I mean, I put the down payment down that they needed, and the payment was reasonable. It wasn't much more than what Swift's payments were, and I really wanted to keep it, but they refused to let me take it.
Now was that a base model truck?
Every truck they have. Well, the thing is with the Volvos, all the Volvos are equipped pretty well. I mean, it had cloth interior, which I could care less about leather, but it was an 860 with the table and stuff in the back though. It was a nicely equipped truck. The one thing that the Waytail orders their trucks that I hate, and the certain person we're talking about that got his truck even said it too, it doesn't come with an arm. It only comes with one armrest. Like the driver's seat only has the right side armrest. It doesn't have the left side where the door is, which is crazy to me. And same thing with the passenger side too.
I really don't use my door on the right because I lean on the door. If I need to lean on the door, I lean on the door, not the armrest.
I use my armrest galore, man.
I just hang out the door.
Ken Soros says, I got a question. If I accept a load off the load board tonight and it's already picking up late, am I going to get dinged for it? I don't think so, but you need to call and double check and make sure.
Do a macro 22.
Yeah, I'd do a Mac 22 on that.
Yep.
I've had a couple of those. I didn't get dinged for it.
So what you do, you just do a Mac 22, like you said, put in the comments, picked up load late, something to that such.
Well, usually when you do your loaded call, it will say that it's already late and that they want you to do a macro 22. They'll say that too.
Scar says, I vote keep it until 500,000. It breaks at 460. Sell it cheap. Honestly, this is a solid truck, and if I do keep it, before the MRP is done, I probably will have an overhead done on it because I think that's 500. I think where the overhead needs to be done, if I'm not mistaken. And I would have everything done: the transmission service, the rear end, and all the little things. I would have it done, and I mean, if you get all that stuff done at 500,000, you basically got another new truck again in a roundabout way. I mean, there's other things that'll go down.
I think if I remember right, with the X15s, around 250, I think, is when you're supposed to run the rack. and that you make sure all the injectors are adjusted correctly and everything like that. But now the one thing that worries me is a lot of guys are seeing at about 450 to 500,000 miles, the number 6 cylinder sleeve sinks. It cracks and sinks into, and it pukes out coolant.
Yep.
So, but that's not all of them. That's just, it's happening.
That's where you got to have the end frame done, right?
Yeah. They gotta put new cylinder or sleeves in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's an in-frame cost?
Depending on where you go, there's guys doing them for 15,000 up to 30,000.
Yeah, they're expensive. Yep.
Yeah.
At that point, wouldn't it be better just to go ahead and put a new reman in?
No, because a reman can cost upwards of 60,000, depending on the engine.
I thought I've seen remans on like places for like 30 and 35K.
I don't know well, like I said, depending on the engine. Now, like Hack Nation, they do a complete frame out, completely rebuild in the stock specs. X15s, I think he was saying they were doing them for like 25 to 30, and that. So I don't know. It just depends on where you're at and where you get it done at. But I know pack cars are like over 40. So
when are you going to start noticing problems? Before 400?
they're saying that the guys that are seeing problems, it's about 450 to 500,000 miles. They said that's when kind of like the average where guys who was having problems with the number 6 sleeve is happening, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen to every engine.
You know what scares me about that, though, is if you do decide to go the new route, then you got to deal with the 2027 emissions bullshit, you know?
Yeah, but I don't even, I mean, I haven't heard a whole lot about them, so I don't know how bad it's going to be, because to me, it doesn't make sense that they're changing so much when they just passed it where they eliminated a lot of that, you know? Yeah. But these manufacturers are saying that they don't care. They're still going to keep putting them on there.
Yeah, I always wonder if that isn't a Lone Mountain sales pitch that they're doing. You know what I mean?
It could be.
Yeah, because I was going to say, what is the new emission thing that's coming out? I've heard people talk about it, but what is the?
I haven't heard anything.
Kyle, that would be a question for you, buddy. I used the door, so tell us what the changes are, Kyle, so we'll know.
Hey, go back to that comment you skipped one.
Which one?
About the Hirschbach. That one right there.
Okay. Yeah, when I left Hirschbach, my buddy told me I should have driven it home to unload my stuff and just left it at a truck stop.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
You definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah, you'll definitely won't have a job after you won't be driving for a while if you did that.
No, you get an abandonment load and you want to keep driving trucks, you're going to have to go to like the guys that have a private fleet of like 3 or 4 trucks.
You're going to.
Yeah.
So Ken says he's got a live unload in the morning, and it's only 52 miles to go pick up, but it won't be on time for delivery. Like we said, as long as that Mac 22 sent, I think you'll be okay. I feel it mostly they want communication. Few loads really need to be down to the minute or no matter what. Yeah, it's all about communications here. Reman and frame out rebuilt are 2 different things. Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remanufactured. Yeah.
Did you say overhaul at 500,000 miles?
Yep. Yeah, they're saying that, like I said, not every Cummins, so you can't really use it as a rule of thumb. But they're saying that between 450 to 500,000, they're starting to see issues with the number 6 cylinder, puking out coolant, and they're saying that 700,000, it's you need to rebuild the X15s. But I had an X15 that had 1.2 million on it and had never been opened, and it ran excellent.
It's just how you take care of it too. Like if oil change,
it is.
Yep. That's the problem is you got to take care of it. Like I can't believe that we do ours every 50,000. When I had my own truck, I was doing like 20, 25. And I'm thinking 50 is kind of harsh on these engines.
I just got my service done on this one. It was the first one, and I did it at 35, and I was cringing because of being at 35, and that. But the Cummins, they say 25 to 50,000. I know like the Detroits can go up to 75,000, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, because I got mine changed, and they changed it. And then when I went to go, I got off home time, went to go check the oil, coming off home time, and it was already black from them just driving it out of the shop to the damn parking spot. It was already black, and I'm looking there going, oh, geez. I'm like, they really got, because it's got so much carbon all that in there. Because they've let it go 50,000.
So similar says, well, my 26K W only has 68,000, so he's got some time for that. Yeah. So Kyle says it's a lot to type, but basically emissions have to be reduced by another 80% less than what they emit now. Wow, that's a lot.
That's so electric.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not going to get rid of all the emissions unless you go electric, and then you got to worry about when the batteries go dead. Now that's a hazardous material. It's
You know what cracks me up, and people don't understand this, but diesel is a clean burning fuel. It burns cleaner than gasoline, and the only thing that burns cleaner is airplane fuel and kerosene. But diesel's very clean. That's the idea, he says. Okay. Damn, y'all got bigger and then littler and then back to bigger and back to little.
we're bloated. It's gas.
All right,
I
fella.
wonder if we're going to see the problems like they did in 07.
Well, see, that's exactly what scares me with getting rid of this truck. Honestly, that's one thing that scares the shit out of me of getting rid.
Yeah.
It's kind of like jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. You know what I'm saying? Why would I leave this truck behind? It's perfectly running. There's nothing wrong with it, and go to an unknown.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how's your Peterbilt running? Is it doing okay?
Oh yeah, doing pretty good.
Gets nothing about the Volvo or nothing, because that Volvo was a piece of both of them that you had. You had two of them. They were both trash, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How much you got on the Peterbilt now?
95,000.
When are they going to put you on the Swift page again, like they did with your Volvo?
Probably if I go out to Phoenix again, but yeah.
Is that what you do? You just go out to Phoenix and ask them to do it?
Well, they'll if you go out to Phoenix, they'll do it. I think what's his name is heading out there, Donald Roan.
Okay.
Does your Peterbilt got the elite package?
No.
You have the Elite on the side of your truck, don't you? The Epic is what he's talking about. The Epic. You got Epic on your truck, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Epic package.
Yeah,
So-
that's the upgraded interior.
Who's the Donald guy that you just said?
He's an owner.
Has he done a
One
lot
that
of stuff?
He does all those videos on and post them on the Swift Drivers group.
Okay.
Yeah. He's been dying to get out to Phoenix.
I didn't know that the guy that's the CEO of Hirschbach used to be a CEO of Swift. I didn't know that until I was watching that Wildbeard video that he made where he was talking about all that.
So Scar says it's not Knox and Suit. They don't like. I guess I got a good one because I ain't had any issues except for the batteries last week. My truck has 480,000 strong. Yeah, it's a pretty strong truck if you've only had that. Yeah, there is a daily company by me that only runs compressed gas instead of fuel. So at the company I worked at many years ago, they had CNG trucks, compressed natural gas, and man, those trucks ran like, I mean, you thought you'd be in a dragster. I mean, they have immediate power just like electric. Very, very fast trucks.
Something we used to do. Go ahead.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
That's all right.
Oh,
Go
I was
ahead.
going to say something that we used to do back in the day, and technically you can get in trouble for, but we used to dump a quart of automatic transmission fluid in each of our tanks because it would clean and lubricate our injectors, and never had injector problems. And that, so I know if they test your fuel, you know, if you get stopped and they test your fuel, it's going to dye it red, and you can get in trouble nowadays. But I think as long as you can get it every so often running an injection cleaner through it, you know, that'll help through fuel mileage and everything else too.
JC says the new X15 has some type of electrical heating system for the depth because they say they're meeting 2027 EPA standards from Biden, but Trump's EPA did away with those standards. Okay, so the X15 were good. They don't have any extra stuff for the EPA emissions on those. Is that what you're saying, JC? You see some of the 2007, but there was new tech then, and we are now seeing isn't new. It's just making the parts to do more work, so there will be issues, but not 2007 issues. Okay. I was told all the design work and engineering was done and paid for, so by Cummins is going forward with it. So I think you sent me that video about the Cummins X15 where they did all this research ahead of time with everything that the standards that were coming and basically did their homework, and they don't have to do anything with the 2027 emissions, if my memory's right on that. Yeah, and now he is running that company into the ground too. Yeah, they're having a lot of issues. Tucker Frank, how is the X15 with pulling hills versus the DD15? So I'm not a DD15 guy, but the X15 that I have, and that's one of the reasons why I have a problem with getting rid of my truck, is it pulls and pulls and pulls with no problem.
Oh yeah, mine does too.
Cummins is cheaper too to fix.
You think the Cummins is cheaper than the DD15 to fix? Really?
I had a DD15 in my 22 that I had, and yeah, it's cheaper. I had a turbo go out in that, and it was $13,000 to replace the whole turbo, and I priced a turbo for this, and I think it was like 10.
So similar, all the Swift Peterbilts and Kenworths and Internationals have the X15. They don't order a pack car.
Right.
Or the International motor. George says just had 6 batteries replaced in 26 Volvo and still had a problem. Truck went back to the dealer in Denver now. It's fixed. Now all 6 batteries had to be the problem. Wow. Yeah, I've pretty much taken Volvo out of my equation.
That's what's happening with Alan. Alan had to get his replaced too. So
well, Alan did some stupid crap with his.
I know, but still, it's a battery. It's a battery issue.
Yeah.
And you got to remember too, if you got multiple batteries like that, and they test them, and they only tell you like 3 out of the 6 are bad, replace all 6 because then you're putting new batteries with old batteries, and the voltage ain't going to be carried across them all the same. And a lot of these newer vehicles, if you don't have the correct voltage going to the system and it's not reading it correct, you're going to throw fault codes, and it's not going to run right.
JCT, also the next administration will just switch it back. They need to actually make some changes within the law so the standards don't flip-flop. Yep. Agree. Mike, ATF in the fuel now will throw the check engine light. In my experience, do you still use it? Mike?
I'm not going to tell you I did, and I'm not going to tell you I didn't, but I haven't had any issues. We'll just leave it at that.
You know who JC is, don't you? He's a good dude. He's one of our guys. He's on the 360.
Now once I haven't done it in this truck, but when I had my own truck, I would put Lucas in the oil and also Lucas in the fuel, and that would help out. You could tell the difference on that. That would help.
Yeah.
I heard the guys from Pittsburgh Power advising not to put the transmission fluid in there because it it won't burn.
Yeah, see, I've been doing it for eons, and has had no problem. Like I said, I'm not going to say I did, and I'm not going to say I didn't, but I ran. Well, I can't tell you I ran because I just told on myself, but I haven't had any issues.
So, Craig, you've been using the Pittsburgh Power Guys for your new Peterbilt, any?
I use the catalyst.
Yeah.
The catalyst, because Cummins being a dirty burning engine, keep that soot out of it. And I use the Hot Shot EDT.
I order it straight from them.
Yes, like $235 with the subscription.
Yeah, you just got to get with this, with all the soot from the EGR and everything like that, because EGR get all caked up and stuff like that. You just got to try to keep them clean. It's just preventative maintenance. A lot of guys think because they're diesels, you just get in it and run it, and then it quits running because you didn't do anything to keep it clean, keep it running. It's just like a car.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, we're running close to 2 hours. Any questions, comments, or anything, post them up. Got all three of us on here, all four of us on here. Bacon, I don't know where he disappeared. He didn't even send me a message. I guess he had issues, but
We had to finish this bourbon.
Probably. Believe it or not, we still got 50 people on here, surprisingly. But anybody got anything they want to comment about? Let's put it up. If not, we're gonna get ready to roll on out of here. We're gonna be rolling out about 4 in the morning, and I know my co-driver wants to get up there and go to bed. He's up there on his cell phone doing some shit. Probably eating candy of some kind, aren't you, buddy? No? He's ready to go to bed, though. I rammed my steer tire to the curb back into a tight spot and knocked my alignment out. So, it's funny you said that. I noticed on my driver's side steer tire, the inside, you know the little lip that's on the outside? Well, there's a lip on the inside, too. It's taking big chunks out of that lip on the inside. So I've either hit something or done something to it, and I'm probably going to get charged for it if I turn that truck back in. So I might have to replace the two steers to turn them in. Doesn't really seem to be affecting any of the drivability.
That's a rain groove.
Yeah, the rain groove. That's exactly what it is. But it's taking chunks out of it.
Mine's done. Mine's got little chunks out of it too. Every so often.
It's these damn roads, Indiana roads, man.
Oh yeah.
I hate when you're going down the road and you hit a maybe a black top on part of it, and then your groove hits it and your tire jerks. I hate when that happens. It scares the shit out of you because it's like all of a sudden you're like, damn, I'm like. Rise the groove. Rise the groove.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Petty sang about that. Them Indiana girls on them Indiana nights. Well, we got them Indiana roads on them Indiana nights, don't we?
Yeah. I've only had this truck get my attention twice since I've had it, and it's the damn shadows from the overpasses.
Oh, yep.
My brakes will hit hard, and I thought I broke my sternum one time. It hit so hard, I was like, Jesus.
I hate. It'll say collision, and I was like, I'm like,
yep.
Shut up. Yep.
Yeah, mine tells me that after it hits the brakes.
Oh.
So, it's funny as you say that, and me, I always comment on old movies. An old Alec Baldwin movie was Miami something. I can't remember. Well, he played like a criminal that wanted to be a cop, and it's kind of like what you just said. It told you about the collision after it already stepped on the brakes. Well, he played a cop, and he shot somebody, and then he says, "Freeze, or I'll shoot." I'm like, dumbass. Miami Blues. That's the name of this movie. Old movie. Freeze, or I'll shoot. Well, dude, you've already shot the guy. Good night, fellas. Headed to Cinderline tomorrow. Everyone be safe. See you guys next week. Yes, as always, JC, buddy, glad to have you in. George Geddens, good night, drivers. I have to get up early. Good night, George. Thanks for coming in, buddy. George, you're welcome to come in anytime you want to, bud. Let me know. Scar says, I think that's just how they wear. My steering wheel sits at 45 degrees to the left now. Mine is kind of off-center too. I was going to have my alignment done on this. Doesn't really need it, but I want to get it done. But I just want to wait and see which way I'm going to go before I do it. Scars, damn, almost went the whole stream without talking about a 20-year-old movie. No, I'm always going to talk about movies, buddy.
Gotcha.
Talk about movies. Just like Tom Bell always challenges me when I do videos about recruiting, don't ever say call me in the recruiting videos. Come up with something else. So, not really came up with any ideas, nor have I done a recruiting video in a while either, though. So, isn't that weird? You finally get to a point where you don't really have to do recruiting videos and you still get 5 to 7 people a month that call you and want to come in. People are figuring out that this is where everybody needs to be, It's taking a little bit of time.
Yeah, Michelle says that she gets quite a bit of JB Hunt and Schneider people calling her.
I get 5 to 7 a month, every single month. And I'd like to know how many actually fall through the cracks that actually watch this show. Because I get guys call me all the time. I just caught your show. I'm sorry I didn't use it. I'm like, well, how are you doing your you said he's trying to figure out if it's the right thing. You're starting to do all this reviewing of everything, but you've already filled the application out and you're already coming aboard. You think you'd want to do that stuff first and talk to somebody.
Do you know what the limit on tickets is for somebody wanting to come over here, like on the owner op side?
I think it's 1, but it can't be over 16 miles per hour. If it's a speeding ticket over 16, it's a kind of a case by case type thing. If it's 25 or over, I think you can probably forget it. And the other tickets are more like a case to case, but you can only have 1 if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha.
If Techno was in the house, we could probably ask him, but I'm pretty confident that it's 1 because he had 2 and they wouldn't bring him aboard until one of them fell off. He had to wait like 6 months.
Gotcha.
That sound about right, Craig? I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a buddy that wants to come over really bad, but he's got, I know this is going to sound bad, but I just found out he's got 2 15s speeding. And I told him, I said, I didn't know if he'd be able to come over here yet or not.
It's a case by case thing. Tell him to call, make sure he puts you down as a referral, though, so you get paid.
You know how old they are?
Call Michelle.
The tickets, I want to say last year. I know one was at least last year. I'm not sure on the other one.
If it's 3 years old, he's probably okay on the second one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. Because I know if you get 2 tickets, at least in Ohio, if you get 2 tickets within a 30-day span, I think it is, 30 or 60 day, they'll take your license and that. So, and I know he's from Ohio, so I know he didn't get them that close together.
So Johnny says, good night, fellas. Pick up in Albany, Georgia, P&G at 5. We've been there many times.
Oh, yeah. I've been there.
Skyline says, I'm getting my CDL next week and going to start teaming with my nephew at Swift. Can't wait. Love the load board. Yeah, Skyline, I'll definitely be in contact with you and Michael about that. I'll help you guys out. And honestly, you guys running as a team, I'll give you some insight on what we've come across. I had a 67 and 40, but it was bogus and the cop knew it. 67 and a 40. Okay. All right, guys. You got any of you guys got final comments or anything y'all want to talk about? Yeah. Craig, Chris, Mike?
No.
Okay. All right, guys. Y'all be safe. If you haven't checked out the Cascadia video, go check it out. It's at 33,000 views, which is crazy. It just went viral. Literally got 12,000 in its first day. I don't really know what I did any differently, but it got hit. Good night. Good night, Kyle. Glad to have you. Appreciate you coming in, bud. Answering all the mechanical questions. All right, guys. You all have a great night, man. Be safe. If y'all need anything, don't hesitate to call, as always. Thanks, Craig, for coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
See you.
Good night, guys.
Yep.
All right. Bye-bye.